Guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Screening Room with Adeni here. So today, finally, I'll be talking about this movie. I think this is the most highly requested movie review ever, because you guys are just like, Nika, go and watch this movie. You can watch it here. You can talk about this movie. Finally, I have seen it. Whoa. I have seen the movie titled Love or Something Like That. So that's the movie I'm going to be talking to you about today. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show, and I'll be right back.
ID word.
Have you had counseling and testing for HIV in the past?
Rap doctor.
Alright guys, welcome back. So today I'm talking to you about a brand new Ghanaian movie titled Love or Something Like That. The movie features Joselyn, Dumas, Dumelo, and Ukeje. Ukeje, as you know, is the Nigerian actor. The movie was directed and produced by Shirley Frimpong-Manso. I love this movie. I thought it was amazing. So definitely I'm rating it a 4/5. You guys, you definitely have to go and see this movie. Okay, so the movie was about a particular lady. She's a surgeon. She just got her life started. Everything seemed to be going well for her. She got married. She was practicing as a doctor, and she had stuff going for her. She seemed happy, and then all of a sudden she runs into her ex-boyfriend and finds out that he was sick and dying, and then she realizes, oh, he has HIV, and then she found out, she got tested, and that she has HIV as well, so the movie just kind of surrounded her struggle and how she rediscovered herself and how she was able to sustain a marriage, if at all, and also help her ex-boyfriend along the way. Love this movie. It was not an exception from any other production of hers. Production quality, sound quality, picture quality, sets and costumes, and the story itself, the screenplay, all of that. They were really good. And also the soundtrack was so beautiful. I love the songs they played. I know they played one Davido song at one point like that, and it was just very random. I think it was Skelewu or something. It was maybe when they were having sex. I know they played it one time and it was just so random, and I was just like, okay, what has that got to do with anything? But overall, I thought the soundtrack was very beautiful. Shirley Frimpong-Manso does this thing where half of maybe 90% of the movie is quiet. You're just hearing them talk. There's no soundtrack, there's no music. She always does that. And then sometimes it can play to her advantage, and sometimes it can hurt her. I think in this movie it was a little bit of both, and I'll expatiate on that better in a bit. Also, I love that the transitioning was very easy. The movie was very easy to follow. And then the sex, there were lots of sex scenes in the film, but the sex scenes were very subtle. They were classy, they were well done. It wasn't over the top, tear my clothes, that kind of sex thing. It was very, very classy. I could watch it with my parents and I wouldn't feel some type of way. Another thing was that they established the characters very, very well. This person came into the scene and we could immediately tell how she was going to play into the movie and into the story in general, what her character was going to be. So she established the characters very well. However, there were a few things I didn't like about the movie. Like I said earlier on, the quiet thing. You will go through like maybe 20 minutes and there will be no soundtrack, no music, nothing. It's just quiet. It's just like people talking or quiet or something, which she does a lot in her movies. And sometimes it can be good. And in this movie, I appreciated it a little bit. But then after a while, it became boring, and then you go through just characters just talking and just be watching the movie, but then nothing is really happening, so you're like, I'm not too sure. So it just kind of played to, sometimes I appreciated it. The other times I did not. I just thought maybe sometimes it made the movie boring a little bit. And then another thing was the movie was 2 hours long, man. So I sat there for 2 hours just watching, and I was like, okay, when are we gonna get to the end of the film? But yeah, it was easy to watch. It was very enjoyable to watch. So you probably wouldn't notice the 2 hours as much. Like I told you, the lady Joselyn Dumas in this film was a surgeon, so they had to show some scenes where she was actually in surgery, operating on people, on patients, right? Now, I applaud them for their attempt. They did it, and most Nollywood films don't do that, but they did it, okay? Now, did they do it well? I mean, the set design and scene and all of that, you know, the scrubs and all of that, they had that going on, so that was good. However, their acting skills of the nurses and anesthesiologists or whatever, they could not act. They were very mediocre in their acting. You know, it's like watching Grey's Anatomy. Your heart is pounding like, oh my God, is this person going to die? Is this person going to die? I think with this movie, you know, they just couldn't get into it. They were so focused on reciting the lines. So it was just like, 60, something. I'm not a doctor, pardon me. So it was just like, oh, his heart rate is 60, his skin count. So they were just so focused on reciting the lines that they forgot to act. And so there was no excitement whatsoever. Like whenever I was watching her in surgery, I was just like, ah. Okay, let's be done with it and move on to the next scene. So it wasn't particularly exciting, but I give them thumbs up for props, you know, for even attempting to show the scene, because they didn't have to, right? Another thing I didn't like was that the movie was just about these three people, you know, the ex-boyfriend, the new husband, and then the lady herself. You know, so we're just going through three of them, and it was so one-dimensional. There was no variety, or there's this other storyline going on. They didn't have that happening. So I think that took of the substance of the movie, because it was just so focused on this particular person's life, you know, whereas there could have been other things going on in other places just to make us have a feel of the whole community or whatever. But at the end of the day, I still give this movie a 4/5 because I absolutely loved it. I thought it was very enjoyable. I thought it was very easy to watch. As always, Shirley Frimpong-Manso's movies are amazing, and I think you will love this one as well. Let me tell you though, I paid $3 to watch it, which is not a lot compared to some other websites that we both know about. So if you haven't seen it and you want to see it, I'll put the link down below in the description box so you can go check it out. 4/5 for Love or Something Like That, okay? Yes. Thank you guys. I hope you're happy. Do we agree? All of you that told me to go and watch it, I hope you're happy now. Now tell me if we agree, okay? Do we agree? Do we not agree? You know, are we on the same page? Either way, leave your comments down below and leave your movie recommendations down below in the description box as well. I'll always try to get to them, all right? Thank you guys so much for watching. I love the support. I love the encouragement. I see your comments and I take notes. I promise I do take notes, okay? Have a beautiful rest of your week. God bless you. Mwah. Bye-bye.